How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars Visions from Marvel Comics issue number 1. This is a tie-in to the Disney Plus TV show and gives us a unique and original story. At least I believe it is. It's been a while since I saw season 1 of Visions. It's a little fuzzy in my head, and I haven't seen season 2 yet, so if this does tie into an episode of the show, let me know. I can tell from the preview image of issue 2 that I think issue 2 does tie into one. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is standalone. This is written and drawn by Peach Momoko, and that's clearly the big sell. Momoko's artwork is very popular. It's got this nice watercolor feel. I don't know if it's legitimate watercolor, if it's digital or what, but nice, smooth images with a really good sense of color. And if you like Momoko's art, you get a whole issue of it in the Star Wars universe. And the story is definitely fun and has its moments and is very beautiful, but it is very, very simple. And one thing I mean by that is there's no dialogue in this entire story. There is a bit of prologue stuff, much like any Star Wars story. We get the block of text at the opening, and it actually gives us a little character sheet. But if we didn't have that, you might not 100% know too much of what's going on. It's a story about a Sith cult, and this daughter of a Sith that doesn't like where this cult is taking people and what it's doing, and it's a bit of weird magic in here as well, and she's going to meet this local girl, and she also has a robot, and the three of them are going to go and try to stop her. But again, it's a relatively simple stop the bad guy story. There's, again, no dialogue, so even though this, I think, is a little thicker than a normal comic, I'm not sure, I read through this really quick. It's a very, very quick read. So it's a quick, simple story, but it was fun, you know? So it's one of those things, don't expect the world for it, know what it is going in, and just try to enjoy the beautiful moments, because it is a very quick, simple story, and I want to stress that going in. And I think that is kind of the thing, like, with a lot of the Star Wars Visions episodes, what I remember of them is they were willing to be experimental and try something different each time and, you know, go big and out there. But because they're shorts and because they're, like, all individual, it is kind of hard to remember being bombarded with all this different stimuli, kind of hard to remember the specifics. So I think with Visions, the comic book, it kind of plays off of Visions, the show, where I go in and I watch it, I'm like, that's interesting, that's cool, that's different. I don't know how much I'll think about it later, and I don't know how much of a real impact it will have, but fun for what it is, and enjoy it, you know, while you got it. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a bit of the story and the art and talk a bit about a few plot points. No significant spoilers, though, so without further ado, let's go and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Star Wars Visions number 1. Right off the bat, we have a pretty cool cover with this nice peach and pink design, where we see the Sith Lord lady and the creepy older Sith above her with these little skulls inside of the throne. That's pretty cool. There's Peach Momoko's name right there at the top, and we even get the title of the story on the front of the book, which I think is really nice. The Followers of Ankok. Not sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, 00111, number 1, $5.99. Yeah, $5.99 feels a little bit steep, especially when there's no dialogue in this book, and in turn it is a very, very quick read. But, I don't know. It's lots of nice artwork, so I guess it is steep, but I'm fine with it, I guess. Anyway, Star Wars Visions And then after that, we get a little bit of a text prologue, and it talks about how generations after the death of a great Sith Lord, it doesn't list the name, so don't know which one that is. In his absence, there's a cult, and we get the cast of characters. Now, again, because there's no text, it's really good that we have this to have A, the characters' names, and B, a sense of what's going on. So we got the main girl, Kako, who is the descendant of a Sith commander, and Gel, who is the android, Popo, a young girl, and Tata, who is the leader of this cult. And then after that, we get the credits, story, art, and cover, all by Peach Momoko. So cool to see a singular vision there. The credits for all the variant covers as well. So there's apparently quite a few of those. And then after that, we get into the story proper. Now, I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and do a little bit of an analysis of the book. So let's show a little bit of the story and a little bit of the art. We open up with actually kind of an abstract image, and I really don't like this ad placement because we're so early in the book, and then we get to this, and it's Star Wars. It looks like the story just took a weird turn, but it's just an ad for Lego Star Wars. Pause it there if you want to play the maze. But anyway, back into the book, we see that there's this cult. They're all going to their temple there, and then we get that image kind of from the cover, and it's said after the death of a Sith Lord, so I'm thinking this might be a dead guy up here. Yeah, you don't know. There's the Empire symbol behind him, so I am curious where all this takes place in the timeline. Maybe, if you guys are bigger Star Wars nerds than me, then you can explain it. But she does a Force ritual, and all this stuff flows out of the guy and into all the worshippers. So yeah, kind of a creepy and surreal and quite different thing that really does work with Momoko's art style there. But anyway, not everybody is about this, and we see the main girl and her android who leave. Now, I don't know why they weren't hit with the goo that goes into the mouth. Maybe they were far enough back, or maybe if you don't accept it, it doesn't come into your mouth. I don't know. Or maybe they're okay despite that. I don't know why I didn't get them. But anyway, they go into town and they meet this young girl who sees the robot and is fascinated by what they're doing and who they are and what they're up to. And later on, as she's looking at the footage of that day, they find the young girl sneaking out and decide to let her join the party. Which, yeah, no, it's not good to be on your own there, but we're gonna go do some dangerous work. They go back in, and they're going to start up the ritual again, but of course, we're going to try and fight it. But yeah, we're going to have to try to take down the cult. Now, it is a pretty simple story, showing all of our characters and this kind of weird but simplified problem, and, leading into a battle sequence. So yeah, it is really simple, especially with no dialogue, and I read through this faster than I've read through a lot of other single issues that I've read through. So it is kind of actually very much like the Star Wars Vision show, where we see something strange and interesting, but because it is so short, so unrelated, it is just kind of, wow, what was that? That was weird. So yeah, good, but will it stick with me for a long time? I don't know, but a fun little experience that I quite enjoyed. So, not the best thing ever, like I said, a little on the steeper side too. But if you like the artwork, it is kind of a fun, albeit really little thing. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see more, you can click right there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.